Got a hole in my hip now. And the best thing about it is we've still got 60 miles to go.
Good morning and welcome back to another video. If you're watching this on Christmas Day, then Merry Christmas, thank you for watching the videos. I'm going to do a quick plug to ask you to turn on post notifications, hit the subscribe button down below, click the bell, that way you'll be notified whenever I post a video. Anyway, it's a Christmas special today. It's actually Christmas Eve, the day of recording this. We're riding north today, a long way north. We're going to ride to Carlisle. It's about 110, maybe 115 miles, and no, we're not going to be riding home. We're going to be getting the train home. We've got a little bit of a crew out today. The sun's shining, it's dry, there's no wind at all. I reckon today's going to be a pretty good day. Alright, that is about 2.5 hours of riding. Just stopped at this Esso petrol station. The lads are getting some food. Bang on 100 kilometers to go until we get to Carlisle. The first stages of a bonk, not one, but 2 packs of Haribo.
Prepared.
He's prepared for the bonk.
Not going to end well, this.
Get that in your blood. Young, but I'm not so old. Are you actually?
I am now. I am now. You said to put the camera on. What are we saying, Mike? How are we feeling, boy?
Strong.
You feeling strong?
Strong as a mofo.
You're looking like you're suffering a little bit there on the climbs.
Strong me.
So we'd ridden for about 70 kilometers. We just stopped at the garage for some food. Everything was looking good. We were on schedule. Morale was good. The weather was ideal. But then things suddenly took a turn for the worst. Yep, we stacked it.
What are we doing, Brian?
Crashing.
Crashed our bike. Got a hole in my hip now. And the best thing about it is we've still got 60 miles to go.
The big question is, did the Siroccos land the fall? Looks like they did. Good job. So we were just coming down this hill, minding our own business, and this bit here is shaded behind this wall. And this shiny bit, that's complete ice. We fell off in this corner, just slid and finished up there. My hip and arm are quite painful.
Can confirm there is definitely ice there.
Ah, that hurts. It was all going so well. Ah, that hurts to pedal. Fuck. Fun fact, this is the bottom of Kirkstone Pass, where I did my FTP test the other day. What do you reckon, Mike? Are we gonna make it to Carlisle?
No.
No?
No.
What are we gonna do then?
Penrith.
I'll get a train from Penrith.
Yeah. Penrith to Wigan.
Alright, a little bit of a progress update. Me and Mike are here, it's pitch black. It went dark super quick. The others are just behind there. They got dropped from the climb. We're about 30 miles away from Carlisle now. We're thinking of diverting to Penrith, which is probably 10 miles from where we are. All of that white there on the side, that's just ice. Just coming into Keswick now, hence the lights. There's some street lights. My hip doesn't feel too bad. When I start going a little bit, when I start pressing on a little bit, the pain sort of numbs out. So yeah, I don't know. I want to get all the way to Carlisle, but trains stop running at 8:30. Apparently there's limited spaces for bikes, so you know, we don't really want to get trapped 120 miles away from home.
You struggling there, mate? Just ticked over 6 hours. It's -2. How you feeling, Mike?
Just won't get to the train station.
How's morale?
Morale's alright, yeah.
He's waiting for the casualties.
Got lads, bodies
Down there somewhere. There's one. There's one light. Oh, that's a car. It's genuinely pitch black now. Absolutely pitch black. Okay, so quick turn of events. We ended up coming to Penrith just because like my hip started getting sore. Brian's hand was hurting. We lost quite a lot of time messing around after the crash, after we fell off, and you know, by the time we stopped at the cafe, got some food, it was quite late. We arrived at Penrith train station. The other 4 lads are going to Wigan. There was a train going to Wigan as we arrived, so they jumped on the train straight away, and I've got an hour to kill at Penrith train station. I went to McDonald's, which is just there. Got myself a milkshake, and yeah, now I'm just waiting. It's freezing cold. Today's been such a fun day. Apart from the crash, it's been amazing. Definitely going to do more of this in the future, like riding point to point. Leave a comment down below where I should ride to next, because yeah, it's just so fun being able to, like, knowing that you're not doing a loop and knowing that you're actually going to a destination. On the train now, obviously, even though we didn't make it to Carlisle, I think we're like 30 kilometers short, still did 6.5 hours and 181 kilometers. Apart from the crash, obviously, today was a really, really fun day. Like, I don't know, it's just something about riding point to point rather than doing a loop. That sense of exploring, the sense of adventure, yeah, like, there's no words to describe today. Even as well, like half the ride was in darkness at -3 degrees, but I didn't care. It's the first time I've ever done this, just riding my bike to somewhere, get the train home, but like it fuels that fire in my stomach that just makes me want to do this more and more. So yeah, stay tuned for some more bike touring adventure vlogs in 2019. So my shorts are currently stuck to my wound. Not looking forward to having to take these off. Also not looking forward to having a shower. It's gonna sting. It's gonna sting a lot. So one last note about today, even though we got to explore, we got to ride to a different place, we got to ride like point to point, it was still a training session. It was still a 6.5 hour zone 2 ride. We weren't just riding easy, it was still a beneficial training session, and I mean, yeah, that's just the beauty of it. Now I just need to work out where I'm gonna go next. It's the following day. It's also officially Christmas Day today, so Merry Christmas, even though you're watching this on Boxing Day, or maybe even the day after Boxing Day. Merry Christmas. I hope you all had a joyous day, whether you spent it with some friends, your family, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, whatever. I hope you had a great day and you just ate loads of chocolate and sweets like I'm doing. Pretty much for Christmas, I just got my weight in chocolate and sweets. But I wanted to give you like a little bit of a 24-hour update thing on my injury. The bike, for those of you asking, was completely fine. Because it was icy and on a downhill slope, the bike just slid and then slid into the grass at the side. It really was fine. No damage to the bike whatsoever. The only damage to myself was on my hip about here. It's right in that awkward place. So when I like sit down too fast, I keep catching it, but yeah, I mean, it's standard road rash. There's not a whole lot to it. I'm just keeping it covered. It's probably gonna take a few days to heal. I might have a little bit of a gnarly scar. So fingers crossed for that. I can add it to my ever-growing collection of scars. But I wanted to turn the camera on now because I put my ride obviously yesterday on Strava. One of the comments was, Cameron, if you want to be a professional cyclist, you need to think about what conditions you're going riding in. You shouldn't be doing this. Basically, just saying what I did yesterday, or did in this video, was wrong. I want to start by saying, first and foremost, like when I set off that day, when I set off from here in Lancashire, from my home, it was around 2 degrees. There was no warnings of ice. There was no ice outside on the cars and the roads because overnight and in the morning, it didn't drop below 0. So we thought it was going to be okay. Started riding north, absolutely fine. We'd done, I think when the crash happened, we'd done maybe even like 3.5 hours. It was about 30 minutes after crossing the Cumbrian border. We hadn't climbed yet. There was a couple of climbs on the route, but they weren't until later on. So we hadn't really gone up any elevation. And it just turned out that, I don't know, because we'd ridden so far, like because we'd ridden to another county, the temperature just dropped, and as a consequence, like there wasn't noticeable ice because I mean I'm an experienced rider. Brian's an experienced rider. You know, I've ridden 16,000 miles this year. Like I'm comfortable on riding a bike. I know what's safe and what's not safe. I think that was the first crash in training. Touch wood. That was the first crash all year. We literally just came like, over a little crest of a climb, started to descend 3 or 4%. Then we started to go around a sweeping left corner where there was a hedge, and the sun had been behind that hedge. Like, it was just high enough that it was covering half the road. So the sun was like here, the hedge was here. This side of the road, literally 4 feet wide, there was like obviously some running water that had frozen over. And because it was a narrow road, we were riding the road tight into the hedge in case of any cars coming, because there were high hedges, you couldn't really see down the road. So we were riding safely 2 abreast, side by side, tight into the hedge. We come around this left-hand corner about 25 mile an hour, and bang! It happened so fast. All I remember was looking at Brian before the crash, looking ahead, seeing that we're going around the left-hand corner, started to turn. Next thing, the bike just went, and all I remember was looking at Brian and turning, looking behind me at Mike and Alex, thinking, oh shit, they're gonna hit me and it's gonna hurt. This is not gonna feel good. And then yeah, next thing I know, I'm rolling around on the floor thinking that I've broken my hip. But honestly, like, it wasn't a careless accident. It wasn't, there was no user error. It was just literally a case of like wrong place, wrong time. If anything, it's the bloody hedge's fault for being there in the first place. But this also leads on because this whole sort of thing of like wrapping yourself in cotton wool so you don't get hurt, and you know, if you have a goal of becoming a professional cyclist, everything you should do, you know, you should basically like live your life and base your life around achieving that goal. And like, I mean, I feel like I do. I train hard. My nutrition is really good, but for stuff like that, like I live for stuff like that, like being able to go on my bike and riding 120 miles, like 180 kilometers into the depths of another county, and just exploring new roads that I've never done before, and roads that I would never do if I was doing a looped ride, because no, it's simply too far away. And that's kind of the approach that I have to everything that I do. Like, when opportunities arise, I just take them with both hands and just crack on with it. If I crash, if I'm gonna hurt myself or do some damage because I've done that ride, then so be it, you know, so be it. Like, I don't want to live my life thinking, you know, I wish I'd have done that, and I wish I'd done this. I wish I'd have gone here on my bike, but I didn't, because I stayed at home and didn't go out because it was icy, and did an hour on Zwift instead. Once we noticed the temperature start dropping and there could have potentially been ice in places, could we have turned around and just gone home? Yeah. But would I in a million years do that? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Yeah, I mean, I think it's as simple as that. It's a complete mindset thing. And if making decisions like that is what's going to stop me from becoming a professional cyclist, well, first and foremost, I don't think that's going to be the case. But if it does, if it does, then so be it. Guys, live for the adventure. Do whatever the fuck you want to do, have fun, enjoy your life, like I hope you enjoyed this video. And with that being said, I'll see you tomorrow at 4 p.m.
Just watch me breathe.